everyone, and welcome to Evie's Toy House. Today we are making a brand new custom pony. We're going to be making Fluffle Puff. I've been wanting to make Fluffle Puff for a long time, but I didn't know how to do it. But I recently saw some tutorials on YouTube that really inspired me. So I'm going to give it a try, and hopefully my Fluffle Puff custom comes out okay. Alright, let's get started. So for this custom, I'm going to be using Pinkie Pie, and the reason why I chose this Pinkie Pie is she actually has very little hair. So we're going to cut off the hair and replace it with Fluffle Puff's poof. So I'm just going to take my scissors and we're just going to cut it as close to the scalp as I can. And we're also going to cut off the tail. So there is a tiny bit of hair left, but we're just going to leave it because it's going to be covered up later on. The next thing we're going to do is redraw her eyes. So I'm going to make her eyes a little bit bigger. I'm going to be using nail polish today because I think nail polish will hold up a little bit better, especially because I'm going to be using a hot glue gun later on. So let's go ahead and paint the white part of her eyes. Next, we're going to color the irises green. Now we're doing the black pupils. Then dot it with white. And then using a light pink color, we're going to color the rest of her head. Once the face is dried, we're going to come back in with black and line her eyes and give her some eyelashes. The next thing to make Fluffle Puff's fur, we're going to be making some yarn wefts. So this is what I learned on YouTube. I have a roll of pink acrylic yarn. This is 100% acrylic, and we're going to use this to make the fur. And so what we're going to do is essentially unweave the twist in the yarn. And the way we're going to do that is with a pet brush. So this is one of those pet brushes that has a little metal teeth in it to comb your pet, and we're going to do this, we're going to use this for the yarn. So here I've gone ahead and cut out the length of yarn that I wanted. So you want it to be double the length that you want. So I wanted it to be about this length, which is about 3 inches or so. And so I made my yarn about 6 inches, and I made a whole bunch of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to take an old paintbrush pole. The paintbrush already fell off, and we're going to tie this around it. So we folded it in half to show you, and with this loop here you're going to pull the ends through it, so it goes right through like that. There you go. And we're going to make a whole bunch of these. Okay, so just to show you, I usually make about about 3 inches or so, but just to show you now is after we're done, we're going to have a whole bunch of these yarn threads, and we're going to take this pet brush and brush it out. So you brush from the bottom, and as you can see, as you brush, the yarn becomes unraveled. So we're straightening it up essentially. So we're going to keep brushing it, and you're going to get a lot of little fur that comes out from it, but that's okay because we'll still have enough for the hair. Alright, so I brushed this out, and as you can see, it is super fluffy. Look at this. Isn't that cool? So right now it's actually still kind of fluffy. And I'm going to straighten it out a little bit just to make it easier to see, and also it'll be a little bit shinier. And to straighten it out, I'm going to be using a flat iron. So this one is a flat iron for your hair. And what you would do is, this is not on right now, but you would have it on, it'll be hot, and then you kind of run it through and straighten the hair. And so when it's hot, it would actually kind of heat up the strands and straighten it. And what you're going to get is essentially shiny, straight hair. So this is before heating it and straightening it with a straightening with a straight iron. And here is the afterwards. So afterwards it's kind of like nice and shiny and smooth and really, really cool. Okay, then the next step is we're going to have to cut this off. So I have my scissors here, and we're going to cut it off. Like right here, right at the edge of where you brushed it all out. So I'm just going to hold this here, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to hold on to it. And this is my baking mat. So this is a non-sticky mat, which means that glue won't stick to it. So we're going to lay it out just like that. And I'm going to take my my Mod Podge, which is essentially glue, so you can use glue if you like, and we're going to just glue the very edges of it, just so that all the strands stick together. Here, and what I found the easiest is to just kind of dab it. Okay, we'll wait for it to dry. So here's a few that I've already made, and as you can see, the glue is it's pretty dried, and so it just kind of peels off like this, like that, and then we'll just take our scissors and we trim the ends so it's nice and clean. Make sure you're keeping some of the glue, so you don't cut all of it off, but you want a nice, clean, straight edge. And as you can see, I made a whole bunch. So some of them are a little bit longer than others, but that's okay because we can trim them to the size that we want. So this is super fluffy and soft. Look at this. They're like cotton candy. To attach the fur, I'm going to use my glue gun. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue here and start attaching the fur in little pieces. And we're going to start from the bottom and build up. So here's the bottom so far, and looks super, super fluffy. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it off a little bit just so that it's not so long. Now we're going to add the hair on the head. So we're going to add pieces up the back. And then on the sides. And on the top. So now I'm just brushing the hair, and then just like the body, we're going to trim the hair around the head. Alright everyone, so our Fluffle Puff is done. Take a look at her. She is super fluffy and super soft. Oh my gosh. So this is really soft to touch, and she is just really cool looking, I think. So I really enjoyed this. This was a long process. However, I think she turned out really cool looking. So let me know down below in the comment section what you think of my Fluffle Puff. And if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!